In today's video, we're going to take a look at how to transfer a boot M.2 over to a new M.2 by using a USB drive. The first thing you want to do is power on your PC, then plug in a USB drive. Make sure it's at least 8 GB in size. Now we want to make sure that the thumb drive is fully empty, and then we'll format it. When formatting, you'll select regular settings, make sure the file system is FAT32, and then format the drive. It will delete all your files, so make sure you have transferred anything important off of this USB drive. Once that is complete, you now want to go to your browser and search for Acronis True Image ISO. And you'll click the first link, and what you'll find is an ISO image and a torrent. In my example, I'll download the ISO image. And then after this, you want to download Rufus. Rufus is a program that we'll use to install the ISO image onto the flash drive. Once both are done downloading, open up Rufus and select the USB drive that you've just formatted. Now select the ISO that you've downloaded, which is the Acronis True Image. Keep everything the same and hit start. Once that is done, it'll say ready, and then you'll close this down and safely eject the new ISO boot image that we have just created. Now we'll unbox our new SSD. I'll be upgrading to a 2TB 9100 Pro from Samsung. Every motherboard should have at least 2 M.2 slots. I will plug this new drive into the secondary slot. Keep in mind which is your primary slot and which one's your secondary slot. This is going to be important later in the video. Now you want to make sure that your USB drive is plugged in and then go into BIOS. Once you're in BIOS, double check that you have both M.2s detected on the BIOS screen. Then what you want to do next is go into advanced mode. Each BIOS will be slightly different depending on what manufacturer you have. But for Asus motherboards, you'll have to go into the boot option. You want to select the boot option number 1 and select the USB drive. And with Asus motherboards, we have the option to use boot overdrive, which means that you can boot straight off a USB drive just by selecting it. If you don't have this option, make sure the USB drive is selected for boot option 1 and then press exit and save. Once you are loaded in, you should see UEFI loader like 1, 2, or C. We'll select 1. And you should boot into the Acronis True Image software. Once you are here, go down to Tools and Utilities and press Clone Disk. We want to select Automatic Method, then we want to select our source disk. This is the disk that we had previously that we want to transfer our data from. In this case, it's going to be my 990 Pro with 1 TB. Once I've selected it, I'll click Next. And then it will give us an option to choose our destination disk. We want to select where it's going to transfer to. I'm going to select my 2 TB 9100 Pro. And now we'll select the option to replace this disk on this machine. After that, we'll click Next. And now it'll show you a before and after of the data migration. Once you click Next, it'll start copying and merging all the partitions. This might take some time, so I'll select the option to shut down the computer when the operation is complete. That way I know that the program is done and it'll shut down the computer. Now that we have that transferred over, we want to unplug everything from the computer and take it apart. After unplugging everything, now we want to replace this drive with the secondary boot drive that we have just installed. So now we're taking out the primary SSD with the 1 TB and replacing it with a new 2 TB M.2 that I just transferred to. And now we want to put everything back together so we could test that the M.2 has transferred successfully. Once everything is plugged back in, we want to turn on the computer. You should be able to just boot into Windows without clicking anything, and everything should feel like normal. And if you go into File Explorer, you'll see that your new 2 TB drive has plenty of space. And with that, you've now successfully installed a new M.2 SSD as your boot drive. Feel free to use your secondary drive as a spare. This spare could be used as extra storage if you would like, or you could repurpose it in another machine. Just make sure that it is completely formatted before you insert the old drive again. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.